fear that's fighting the battle that need to be fought for. So again, that's why I'm looking at Jim. I'm sitting here in the studio. I'm looking at Jim. Because that's happening, and we need somebody that's going to go up there and fight the battle that needs to be fought for our community. And we got somebody up there that's fighting. I mean, Frank is fighting it, but it's 6 against 1. Yes. So it's about making the odds better for us as a community.
And all of them are Democrats.
And all of them are Democrats.
All of them are Democrats. And that's a problem in itself. But in terms of, creative thinking, I am encouraged because if you just go out inside of the community and you listen to some of these young change makers, they have great creative ideas. What they lack is the fundamentals, how to make it go from an idea into actuality, into something real. And because that absence of somebody helping to groom them, this is the stagnation. But what we see happening all over the world now is young people, whether it's through the Dream Defenders, Black Lives Matter, whether do you hear it in progressive lyrics, Black people know that they have to take their rightful place in society. Obama, 43 years old, right, when he was elected as president of the United States. I'm always encouraged by Dr. King. He was a 26-year-old man when he chose his ministry. Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton, some of my greatest heroes, Malcolm X, those was all young men. They took leadership posts. And so we have to encourage our young people that the possibility exists. Don't be afraid. Forget the criticism that some of our elders, because they don't want to step aside and they don't want to move out the way, we're going to have to give them that gentle push.
Nudge.
Based on
nudge with your foot, nudge them with your feet.
based on our reality. These are our realities right now, and you need to just simply get out the way.
All right, let me bring something else up here that I was going to talk about because as a people, we have to understand how the system works. If the job that you are doing required $15 an hour to do it, you would be making $15 an hour. Trust me, they got nurses, they got welders, they got millions of different occupations that require that. And guess what? Those people get required it. But to sell hamburgers, do French fries, mopping, those are not career opportunities. I'm just telling you. Those are starter jobs. And for you to think somehow you are being put out because your job pays you less than $15, I'm going to tell you what happened. McDonald's, national organization. Now I'm telling you, if you go to the McDonald's right there on 7th Avenue, Broadway, and 50th Street, they got kiosks in there. I'm telling you, right here in Tampa. And McDonald's, in a response, the folks out there in San Francisco who decided, and San Francisco passed the minimum wage law, and everybody from I guess if you do the pickup trash sweeper thing all the way to folks who actually deserve it, nurses and doctors and everybody else, the minimum wage is $15 an hour. So big corporation, meaning nasty folks at McDonald's created a machine. Guess what? They talked themselves out of a job. Because if your job don't cost and repay a corporation that size in return, but they're looking at every dollar they spend and where it go, how it go. I mean, they control everything from that potato, tomato, whatever in the field, to the cows, to the people. I mean, they produce it all, and they know what it all costs them. Guess what? That worker pushing that button with the pictures of the fries on the cash register and the pictures of the soft drink on the cash register, that person didn't earn $15 an hour. So what they did, they bought the machine. They created a machine, and they put that machine out there, and guess what? They're going to save money. They're going to save money. Because not only did they get to fire those people who wasn't worth $15 an hour, they're going to become more efficient because that machine going to take your order and send it to another machine that's going to process your order, and all that person that's there got to do is hand it to you. So again, You talk yourself out of job. You got to understand how this thing works. I remember when I was a kid, my granddaddy told me about people who said they were going to pick cotton for their whole life. Picking cotton went away a long time ago. So those people who are going to have a career in picking cotton or picking fruit or picking anything, those things like that, you got to look at what's ahead of you. The future is bleak for folks doing manual labor. And even if you don't get a skill, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be around forever. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be around forever. Doctors gonna be around forever. People braiding and cutting black folks' hair gonna be around forever. So that's a pretty extreme set of examples to give you, but I'm gonna tell you, you gotta look at it and have some common sense about it, because if you think people are gonna pay you for something that it becomes more cheaper to create a machine to do, that machine gonna take your job from you.
Well, no doubt, capitalism is a wild beast.
Yes, it is.
Okay? And the capitalists always want to know how all of the money is going to stay in their pockets and the workers get very little. The fact of the matter is, people have to have the means to be able to take care of their basic human needs.
Yes.
I mean, rent has to be paid.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't find an apartment in the city of Tampa that's under almost $800 a month. And so either we're going to have to make some adjustment inside of the system where people have decent living wages, or we say to the capitalists that you're not going to be allowed to raise those rents. Because I'm living in a subsidized apartment. And because it's a free open market, they charging the government, because I'm not paying anything. The government pays for me to live in an apartment $875 a month with no amenities, and we have broken sewer lines all over the property. Well, I can't hold a property manager accountable, because if I make too much noise, he might evict me. So the government is study funneling that.
Yes.
So we have to have checks and balances in place so people will be able to have decent wages. We're getting ready to have, I think tomorrow, the Declaration of Human Rights, which this nation here is still a member of, right?
Yes.
Well, in the Declaration it says that this United States signed on to that we're supposed to have the ability to have a good quality of life, that nothing should bar our ability from doing that. But we do have laws in place that keep us from doing it. Because if you get caught up down here at 801 Tweed Street at the county courthouse, and I might be a good worker, but a law has been put in place that say, oh, but if you're a felon, now you're a slave of the state. That's what it says.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make all of those adjustments if we want balance and fairness, because I can tell you this, they can hire kiosks all they want to, but we're not going to simply just go away and allow ourselves to suffer peacefully while we see the Kardashians and all those that have aspiration to be in them have a good life, and we don't have a good quality of life. We can't have an America like that no more. Those days are over with.
And see, that's part of the solution is make good decisions about which jobs you attack. Because again, for them to say $15 an hour, and there's a whole middle range of opportunities and stuff that came out. So if you attack McDonald's, that's kind of like attacking the Donald Duck.
Let me ask you this: why is the president of USF almost making
$750,000 a year?
And you got college the professors that's making less than $25,000.
Yes.
That's not a balance there. But some of those professors was part of the 15 crop for 15. You know why? Because they are now finding themselves dependent upon food stamps.
Yes.
They're dependent upon social services to live. And so we have to just be honest. What type of world do we want all of us to be able to live in? You know, that if you think the $15 because I'm doing a hamburger is too outrageous, I think $700,000 and $750,000 that she's receiving is outrageous. I think the money Jerome Ryan's for being over ghetto housing is too much of money. And so we're going to have a balance there that don't look down because I'm crying for 15. I demand to have a good quality wage too.
And that brings up, that almost feeds into this election, and the soul of this election is how do you empower a community?
Right.
You were there, Lewis, when or
Yeah.
Eddie, when Lewis brought